Now I've got all the screws out of the chair here, and I've got all the glue blocks here, the corner blocks, I've got them taken off. Always a good idea before you remove these to actually number them or letter them. So you have A, B, C, D or 1, 2, 3, 4. Always a good idea, just for when you're putting it back together again. So this case here, I've them out, so we just always use a small block there. Just give a little tap. The old joints shouldn't offer too much resistance when you're taking them apart. Just make sure everything's out of the way there. I always like to use a little piece of end grain, so it's end grain timber here, and just a little bit of gentle persuasion, and that's the back one out. So we see there what we do is we clean out that mortise there, we clean it here, clean out the glue, whatever's left there, clean it all up. That'll be that. It's okay this way, that's not bad at all. We have a break here on this here. We've got a break here which is an actual flaw in the actual leg itself when it was made, so there was a natural defect there in the timber itself. I'm aware for what I can see of it. There's a little bit of filler put in there, and there was a little bit of plate put on the back of it. So what we do is we'll spline that, so I'll show you how that's done. So the back of it is okay just to fix this part. So we leave that to one side, clean the joints. Now the front part, unfortunately somebody has sent screws through it here into the tenons. I think there's screws gone through there. So the danger here now is, if I had to try and drill them out to break the screws, I'm going to go and put holes on the side. So I'm just going to do the brute force and ignorance version, and I'm going to tap it apart, and if part of this breaks off, I'll put it back together again. I'd rather glue it back together again. It is fractured and cracked up on top anyway. So, and the same thing here. So I've just taken the decision. I'm just going to make sure it comes apart, and we do the best we can with it. Oh, sure, look, you see it there, look. So I'm just going to do this, look, take it off altogether. So, easier than I thought. Now you can see the nails there were put in to hold it together, so it was broken at another stage. So that's okay, we have the technology, we can rebuild that. We'll just go to this side here. And we just get our block, we just seal this top apart. Ah, that's nice, okay, that's nice, that's good. Now, so again, we have I'll just come back to these. I'm just going to get a different pencil here, or a biro, just a heavier pencil here that I can mark these, so I just don't get the rails mixed up. Somebody has already marked an A on that there, so I'll just stay with the system, and we call that an A. That's the back rail, back and front rail, or the side rail I should say. And we call this one B. So this is B. I'm just trying to see which joint we switch again. Oh, it has to be this one. So that's B, and this is B here. And that's marked A, and we mark that's A on the front there. So I just take the back ones in, well the back ones look after themselves. So I've got to repair these, so what I'll do is any glue that's on this, we'll just take down that first. So the process for doing that, very straightforward. There's little bits of filler in this as well, so we take off the little bits of filler. So, just handy, pop it in the vise. Pop it in the vise. You want to get the shoulders clean. Now all you need is sharp edges for this, so we just take off the surface glue there first. Okay, now I'm just going to scrape that. And scrape this. So that's what's required when you come to a chair to repair it. There's no point in trying to put screws or nails or pins or anything like that into it, because once the glue itself is compromised, you've got to take it apart, scrape off the old glue, put a bit of coarseness onto it there with the chisel, just pull the edge of it there across it, do the very same thing on the inside face, and roughen the surface. The reason for roughing the surface is that the glue will get a much better purchase when you clamp it back together again. Right, that's that tenon done. Flick it to the other side. Now these tenons will be lovely and strong when they go back together again, and when the glue blocks are cleaned up there, and we put them back on again, the corner blocks. It should serve the client for another 50 or 100 years if it's looked after. So that's all we do, just scrape it there. Again, as I say, we want to get all the old glue off it. So it has to be removed, the old glue. And then again, as I say, just roughen the surface. So you can pull this way if you wish as well with the chisel. Again, I'm just making sure all the old glue is removed. Oh, and here. And here. Now you see that on camera, the glue is gone there. The old glue. That's all I have to do. Remove the old glue. Modern PVA glue is very good quality glue. Well, it's there all my lifetime working. We used to work with animal glues as well, and what's called cascamide glues and formaldehydes. So I've worked with a range of glues over my lifetime. So that's that one. That's no more to do with that whatsoever. Same procedure here. We just take off and clean up the joints there. Very same thing. So I don't need to show you any more in camera. We just clean everything. Same thing with the glue blocks there. You take the glaze off of them there. See that? The glue that's on them. We'll take the glaze off of them there. We'll clean all these. We'll clean all these. Clean out the glue inside and the mortises there. So just to show one on camera, I suppose, I just put it down here in front of me. I'll take this out of here for a moment. Now you can clamp it. I want to make sure the bench is clean because you don't want to mark the front of the chair itself. So when you're working to clean the joints here, I just use this action here. I'm holding the chisel upright, always upright. And I just want to see the glue there. I just go down there and I can feel and hear the glue crackling off. So there isn't a huge amount of glue there. If I want to use the chisel backwards, I'm putting my thumb against it there. Now I can clamp the leg onto the bench if I wish, but it's not that dirty. So it looks okay inside there. You can hear that sound. That's the glue making that sound. Wherever you see glue, get rid of it. That's all you have to do. So it's better to scrape the surface clean. Scrape them and just rough them up a bit. If there's any filler, get rid of that as well. Now, these are fine chairs, so you see how fine the leg is, so they would have a limit to their strength. They're a mahogany chair, good, very good quality. And this is quite an old chair. And the reason I know that is that when they hadn't the tools like I have in our modern day, the inside of the chair, the timber might be rougher on the inside, so they focused only on the finish on the outside, simply because it would take too much time to address the inside. And when the seat went on it, you wouldn't see it anyway. So you could get away with a rougher surface on the inside. So that's a giveaway as to the age of the chair. So it's fairly old. It might be early 20th century or late 19th century. But nice bit of brass inlay on the front of it there as well. So we'll do all the jointing first. We'll come back then when we're ready to reassemble and show you on camera. So over and out for now.